Howdy from Arlington, Texas, y'all. Hope this video finds you well. Another Thursday, another box set fever episode. Today we've got 1991 score rookie and traded. So this was obviously every brand at that point was pretty much doing a rookie and traded set. They were box sets, did not come in packs. But as it says, rookie and traded, so you would have a lot of rookies. Whether you want to consider those rookie cards or XRCs is up to you. I don't care enough to get into that argument. Got a checklist here. I do not remember who all is in this. We are going to experience this together. So it'll look like the 91 score, except that it'll have a different color. I believe these are like a maroon border instead of some of the colors that the regular set had, which they had like a green, and I can't remember what all they had that year. I don't really remember, to be honest. I don't really remember the set super well. These things are packed so tight. Sometimes the best way is just to rip the box. You know, I'm gonna do some scans if the packaging's not already on Trading Card Database, but I have got spares, so we'll make it happen. So there we go. Here's our first card, Bo. That one's definitely a keeper for me. Bo was come back after he had to have his hip replacement surgery, which happened in what was that 90? I think that happened 90, 91 playoffs in the NFL against the Bengals. And then I don't remember if the Royals released him or what the situation was, but obviously he's no longer a Royal. Does it tell us here? Okay, so it doesn't say exactly what happened as far as the injury, which I know that was in a game. I think it was a playoff game against the Bengals. We've heard the story. Most of us have. But it doesn't say anything about his leaving the Royals. All right, let's rock and roll here. Let's see what we got in 1991. Okay, Colorado football head coach Deion Sanders. George Bell. Not a whole lot here early. Vince Coleman. I don't think he'll ever be a Hall of Famer, but he definitely had some great stolen bases seasons. Look at that, 85, 86, 87. 110 steals, 107 steals, 109 steals. You know, a lot of you hear me call baseball bore ball because it is. I don't like the game. It's nothing but a glorified home run derby. I miss stolen bases and things like that. Gary Scott, hashtag invest. Oh, this guy, I'm sure there was no Cubs bias, but this dude was going to be, he was going to be the greatest. He was going to be the greatest Cubs player since Ernie Banks, or at least since Ryan Sandberg. Yeah, that worked out well. Another Pete Incaviglia. After he left the Rangers, he kind of bounced around, so he's probably in a few of these sets. Mickey Tettleton, who was at one time my favorite player. I tried the Mickey Tettleton batting stance with holding the bat flat. Did not work out too well for me. But at least I struck out less than Rob Deere did. Crime Dog. Curt Schilling. During his short Astros tenure. I think one of the fun things on these sets is looking at, you got guys like who are on just at the very start of their career, and Curt Schilling, and then you have a lot of guys that are at the very end and just hanging on, guys like Jack Clark, and in my hand, Willie Wilson. His career was probably winding up at this point. I don't remember how long he played. Gary Carter, another example of that. So Dante Bichette just starting his career before he got to Colorado. All right. Darryl That's a keeper right there for the nostalgia part of my collection. Mitch Williams. That's a nice one. I like that color match there. They would have gotten him from, at this point, what, the Cubs, I guess? He'd been with the Cubs for a couple years. Yep, after being with the Rangers. Brian Drawman. The only reason I even recognize this guy's name is I remember him when he played at Birmingham. I was born in Birmingham and would go down there some summers, and we'd go to some Barons games while I was there because I did love baseball as a kid. But yeah, I remember him as being a Baron. Ooh, Ivan Rodriguez. So I guess that would be a rookie card. Knobloch. I was watching something I was in a rabbit hole on Wikipedia, and I saw this guy, and I clicked on this guy. I did not realize he was murdered. Yeah, he's from Puerto Rico, and I believe that's where it was. He was in a bar in Puerto Rico, and someone just came up behind him and ended his life. And I think to this day, I believe that they never figured out who did it. Terry Pendleton there. He won the MVP in the National League MVP in 1991. Talk about a guy that just you would not think of necessarily as a candidate to win an MVP. I do not even remember that name. I mean, these guys, I remember most of these names, but yeah, the Dana Allison one, definitely don't remember that dude. Kirk Gibson. Juan Berenguer. I just always like saying his name. He was a big part of the Braves bullpen in 91. Mark Lewis, the #1 draft pick by the Indians that just did not materialize. Played a few years in the majors, but was not an all-star caliber player or anything like that. Jack Morris right there, score 91. Didn't he win Game 7 of the World Series that year? I think so. I think he pitched games 1, 4, and 7 for the Twins. Jeff Bagwell, I believe that would be a rookie as well. So yeah, this set's a little more loaded than I was thinking off the top of my head. I couldn't really place who some of the 91 rookies were. Like Paliarulo. Always loved that name as a kid. It was just fun to say. Darryl Kyle, Kirk Dressendorfer, who was part of that A's future. What they draft 4 pitchers and like maybe was it the 90 draft when they drafted Van Poppel, but they drafted like 4 pitchers in the first 40-something picks, and that did not work out well. Tim Raines. He's Tim here. He is not Rock. What else we got here? Got anybody left? Joe Carter. So they would have picked him up. Went to the World Series in 92 and 93 and won. Roberto Alomar. So that would not be a rookie because his rookies were 88. Riles, Tony Fernandez, rest peacefully, sir. Steve Buechele. So that would probably be a Luis Gonzalez rookie, I think. Nope, he'd already been with the Astros. So he is with the Astros here. So yeah, I do think that was actually a rookie. Had some solid years in Arizona and was part of that Diamondbacks team that beat the Yankees. It was a very popular victory. If you hate the Yankees, which unless you love the Yankees, you pretty much hate the Yankees. That's what I got. Thanks for hanging in with me. Hopefully you saw some names there that you remember, something that made you smile. Yeah, for me collecting, it's nostalgia and it's memories and it's fun. It's not about the money and the prospecting for me. But anyway, don't be a dickhole. Be kind to animals. Adopt, don't shop. Get your pets spayed or neutered, and I will see you down the road.